want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both.
Welcome to East Coast DNA. Regular viewers will recognize today's guest, but for those who do not know, we have Ben Murphy with us today. Thank you for joining us, Ben.
Thanks for having me back.
So I was just saying before we hit record, it felt like we just talked, just was at one of your huge music festivals, but now we're gearing up for Sommo.
Yeah, flies by after Cavendish, and yeah, Sommo's in a couple weeks.
So some big headliners, but before we talk about the music element, I've kind of been with Somo since you started because it's only what the third year now.
Yep.
So where I've been following behind the scenes, I get used to things being kind of common for me because I do it all the time and realize maybe some of the people watching my episodes where I have new viewers every day, they might not actually know what Somo is, and it's unique that it's not just about the music. The whole culinary aspect that goes with it too, I think is one thing that makes it stand out from the other festivals. So yeah, maybe in your words, what is Somo?
Yeah, when we created Sommo, we wanted to like create a festival that could really highlight all the amazing products and producers that we have here on the East Coast. So we wanted to how do we do that? And we looked at a festival called Bottle Rock in Napa Valley, who obviously highlights their wine, which is their big thing down there. So we said, okay, the culinary piece, and obviously we have whatever shellfish, mussels, all amazing potatoes here on PEI. So we want to elevate that food experience. So we've partnered with local restaurants and they come in and do a booth and just do one, maybe two items. And as opposed to the normal food trucks that you'd see at festivals that have bigger menus, it's like they're just focusing on one thing so that we can do it a little bit of higher end and kind of different experiences. And then the long-term play is to try to get some of our chefs that we're bringing in um, for the culinary stage. So one of our stages is a culinary stage where chefs get up, create a dish, and hopefully some musicians from the main stage kind of pop up and for like little surprises, which is always fun. But hopefully that they take their dish that they're doing on stage and they've partnered with us to do a booth on stage two to kind of create that connection with the fans. So like this year, Old Time Hockey, he's back for second year. He's doing a booth, which is super exciting. Lauren Toyota, she's a chef out of Toronto. She's doing a booth. So we're starting to get a little bit of traction on that. We had Matt Moore last year. He did a booth. So the goal is to continue to elevate that experience on the culinary side. And then on the beverage side, obviously it's we wanted nothing against the big domestic alcohol producers, but we really wanted to partner and support the industries of people that work here. So we have obviously Clouding Tides and Gahan, but we have Lone Oak Brewing from PEI, Burnside Brewing from Dartmouth, New Maritime Brewing from Miramichi, Benjamin Bridge from the Valley. So just really giving everybody lots of options and to find their favorite drink while, drinking local. So it's that thing when we started in year one wasn't we weren't really sure how it was going to hit, but it was it was a great surprise of how much people kind of hopped on board with that. And there was not that anyone loves lines, but there was like lines at all of our Taste of Summer booths and people were, fired up about that.
Well, and you mentioned lines, but the way that I've kind of perceived it from being there myself, the last few years I've been ramping up my festival coverage. So I've been to quite a few, and no knock on any of the other festivals, but as I mentioned, this one being unique with that whole experience, your vendor village, because you own the property and it's something you can kind of maintain, you kind of have an upper hand in that way. I found that it does kind of create a community atmosphere. Like there seems to be just as many people floating around the vendor village, I guess is what I would refer to it because that's what they are at every other festival. But with all the booths that are there with the food and all the different interactive activities, because a lot of your sponsors have different things that are set up, stations with games and different pop-ups with some of the musicians as well. So I do find that there is a community atmosphere during the duration of your festivals. So you can kind of hang out in that area all day, and I would not recommend it, but you could actually not go watch any performances. You can hear the music, and there's always lots of people floating around in a great mood and lots of things to do. So it's like a festival inside of a festival, which is kind of a unique flair for the East Coast music festivals anyway.
Yeah, and I think, we always talk, and I've talked to you before about just those memorable experiences and trying to create those for the fans. And obviously it's festivals, music, and really anything these days is nothing's cheap. So everyone's choosing where to spend their money, and we take that as a pretty big responsibility and trying to make sure, and we're not perfect by any means, but trying to make sure that everyone comes through the gates is having a great time and, giving them something that they're going to talk about for, hopefully months, years.
And speaking of that, just the talking about the most buzzworthy thing at the early announcements is always the people that will be performing.
Yeah.
So you have some big headliners.
Yeah,
And
super excited. Hozier was our number one requested act last year. Like we do that fan survey
mhm.
after, so that's pretty lucky to be able to get that. So, and obviously seeing lots of his summer, the benefits of being in September is you get to see all their great shows at all these festivals all summer. So it gets you like more hyped up for September. So, seeing Hozier travel the world, and the show looks absolutely incredible and getting great reviews. So can't wait for him. And then Alanis, she's same thing. She's playing these massive global festivals. Kind of lucked out a little bit this year with a Canadian headliner that we can continue to lean into, and same thing, rave reviews on her show. She's an icon, and I think it's 30 years since the Little Jagged Pill album. So I think that one's going to be amazing too. So I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I did catch Alanis like many, many years ago, but like there's so much in her catalog that I'm excited to be able to catch her again now, like now with a full catalog behind her too. So should be a pretty exciting weekend. And I tend to know a lot of the performers that are on the stage up on the hill as well. So definitely a few people that I've covered before, like customer service will be up there. I think Gizmo's up there as well, which would be
Yeah,
a more local band. And Rich Aucoin, I'm actually missing this weekend because I'll be at Giant Stock. So I'm going to be able to
nice.
catch him at Cavendish. So very, very excited to be over for Sommo weekend.
I'm hoping Rich
And
brings the parachute out.
yes, well, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know if I think this weekend is Shore Club, so I don't know if you'd have it there. But I think where you have a bigger venue for actually pulling that out,
Yeah,
I if he's watching, hopefully if he doesn't have it, he just throws it in the car on the way out the door and does it
yeah.
for us.
Toss it in the trunk.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the coverage this year as well. I'm sure that things like that lead to a lot of great photographs as well. But leading up to it, people can check out the website, but more importantly, Somo has its own app that has the full schedule in it.
Yeah, just launched yesterday, I think, or the day before.
Yeah, it was in the last couple of days anyway. Everything's still a blur in between festivals.
Yeah,
So I definitely recommend it for people that are watching this. I know that another app on your phone isn't always something that you want. I always personally have it on there, but if you do have it on there, it gives you updates. So that's the one advantage over the website is that you're going to get more real-time updates if there is any schedule changes, heaven forbid. But occasionally, if there's something extra, like a bonus little pop-up or something that wasn't announced, you will see notifications through the app as well. So definitely recommend it for people, and it has all the information that you need about the festival right there in your pocket. So
Yeah, and we're gonna try to
definitely
do a little bit more with the culinary side of things with the app pop-ups this year too.
perfect.
So stay tuned for that. And
Amazing.
yeah, we want to just keep building on that and the beverage side of things. So it's we got a couple cool things planned for everyone, so we can't wait.
Amazing. Well, I know that you've already had some announcements for next year for the Cavendish Beach.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that probably a few weeks after the Sommo Festival, we'll hear even more stuff for next year. So I'm going to have to keep my ears open too, I think.
Yeah, we're you're always trying to book in advance to make sure we can get the best talent. So we'll keep slugging along here and hopefully we get it out as soon as we know.
Well, I expect big things, but you never disappoint. So we'll wait and see where the road takes us, and I'm going to see you in the very near future.
Sweet. Appreciate it as always, and thanks for pumping up the festivals on the East Coast.
Yeah, thank you, and see you soon. Bye.
Sweet.
Let me give you my life.